I want to go one-on-one with a podcaster.
You want to do a podcast off?
Yes.
That would be fun.
We've got so many gears to go to, but we're just cash. It's just casual right now.
Listen, you need to
It's casual.
slow your roll a little bit. We literally released one video and you're talking about we're taking over the world.
We're taking over the world. I've had people comment and message and just blast us the whole time. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You ready to compete with Joe Rogan or what?
I'll beat him.
not
I don't know. What does he talk about? What's Joe Rogan talk about?
There's a fine line between like confidence and delusion, and like you fell off that line a long time ago.
You think so?
Yeah, if you're saying we're going to beat Joe Rogan,
He's amazing.
I'm finding it very hard to deal with the fame that's coming with podcasting.
Me too.
Like I'm finding it hard to get stopped in the street. Do you know when people go, "Excuse me, sir, is this yours?" Like I don't know how to deal with all the fame.
All right.
Sorry, sir,
People want to listen. People want to listen to us, but
Do you think so?
they want to hear what we have to say.
I bet.
People are probably at home go, "When are Dave and Paul going to talk football?" You know what I mean?
We need a live stream then. They will be sitting at home on a Tuesday night.
I'm worried about doing that. Because right now,
listen, I'm making a call out. Whoever's listening or watching this, reach out to me. If you want to argue with Dave and Paul live, I will make it happen.
I want to go toe-to-toe with
I'm worried about that.
ability.
I'm worried about that because right now we can hide behind the veil of ignorance and go, there's lots of people out there listening to us. They got likes, we got whatever. He's put that call out. If no one responds, your kimono's open.
I'll just call a friend. They'll call.
You've just opened your coat and everyone can see you stark naked and nobody's biting.
Or maybe they're just too scared to argue with you two.
Maybe.
Well, that's it because they know they're going to be what, televised? On social media.
Again, no, we're not going to be televised. No.
Tens
okay.
of billions of people.
I think so. Joe Rogan.
We're back again, once again, to talk football. Dave and Paul to talk football.
Back for another week.
Joined by our marvellous producer, Adam.
Hello.
Who's put the call out, actually. Genuinely, if you want to get on the show and have an argument with us live, I'd love to make that happen. It'd be brilliant. Just reach out and go, I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
Let's set up a time.
Take a call out. They can call a number.
Not even a call. We'll set up a podcast time around. Yeah, we'll set up a podcast time around when they're available. Or we just open up a WhatsApp line or something.
I'm ready. I'm
People
ready.
make the time for you guys.
You think so?
Nah.
Well, I don't want to talk to them.
What are they going to do? Yeah, I'll be ready for an argument at 8:15 p.m. on a Thursday. We can't make that. All right, when can you make it? We're going to start getting into a discussion. Forget it.
We'll just leave WhatsApp audios. No, talk sport.
Big weekend.
It always is.
I'll tell you what.
It's a fascinating weekend.
The relegation battle's where it's at. Right? The relegation battle's where it's at. And at one point when West Ham were playing and Tottenham were playing, they were swapping positions. Right? And West Ham pulled through, probably took a victory from a place where a draw might have been a more suitable result. And for that reason, and the fact that it feels like Nuno's turned West Ham into a fighting team, right, who are pulling results, that for me is one of the singular reasons, is a singular reason why I think Tottenham are doomed. I don't think they have the fight in them. They came through, right, 1-0 against the worst team in the division, and it's the first win they've had in 2026, Spurs. But I just don't think they have the fight.
I think they do. I think the win against Wolves was the turning point. They were waiting for the one win, and they got their win. The win against Wolves away would be huge for them, monumental. I know it came against the worst team in the division. I know it was only 1-0 and it took them 83 minutes or so to score a goal, but it was one of those wins where it's going to give them confidence. I think where West Ham have let themselves down was away at Palace. I think that was their moment. I think they had an opportunity to go 5 points clear. That would have been mentally so tough for Spurs to come out of. And they'd still be 5 points clear if they had taken advantage and beaten Palace away. It was a free hit for them. It was a 0-0 draw. They could have gone 5 points clear. They've maintained the 3 points or the 2 point gap. And now all it takes is a loss to West Ham and a win to Spurs, and that's it. And the Spurs are out. And I've said this for the last few weeks. I think Spurs come out only because West Ham's remaining matches, the teams they're up against have a lot more to play for. They play Arsenal. They play Arsenal at the London Stadium next week, and Arsenal are fighting for the title, and Spurs play Chelsea away, and they're away against Aston Villa.
No, West Ham play Brentford.
No, not next. They play Brentford. They got the London derby. Then they go at Arsenal.
I think West Ham get a point against Brentford at least. I think they can take a point away from Brentford. I can't see Spurs beating Aston Villa away. I can't see. Aston Villa lost 1-0 to Fulham.
They got the players though. Spurs.
Aston Villa lost 1-0 to Fulham. But Aston Villa missed a bucket load of chances. Proper chances, by the way. They could have won that game. I think Spurs will fall against Aston Villa. Well, the thing is, like, let's go through this, right? So if you ever look at the table, let's go through this kind of. You'd have to think Leeds are safe, right? They probably got what it takes. They're at 40 points now. 40's
the safety zone,
safe number.
Yep.
But outside of the points, I think they've got what it takes to stay in. They can string together the performances they need to get through.
Yep,
I think. Right?
I agree.
Nottingham Forest turned up a masterclass, turned into prime Barcelona against Sunderland away, 5-0. Incredible result for them. And I think, again, the thing that Nottingham might get unstuck for Nottingham Forest is similar to the problem that Villa have. It's a good problem to have, but they're playing in Europe. What does that mean for them in terms of their ability to compensate and turn around again in very quick fashion for the league? But I think they're safe as well. They're just behind Leeds. And I think they've got the quality there to make it.
If you look at Forest's fixtures, they play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, United at Old Trafford. I think they're at home against Bournemouth. And that's sandwiched in between the Europa League semi-finals. Like they've got.
So you think Forest is still in the mix?
I do. It only takes one bad result and one other result to go against you. They just don't have many chances. It's clear if Tottenham want to stay up, they need to win 3 of their last 4 games.
You're missing one thing, all right? Yeah, it takes one result, but it also takes the teams around you to pull together their results. Spurs don't have it. The injury list is... And now look what's happened, right? Xavi Simons is out.
Maybe I'm just confident with Spurs. I'm still struggling to accept it. As much as I would, as a Chelsea fan, like to see Spurs go down, I'm still struggling to accept it.
So you're saying they're safe because of aura?
Yeah, I just feel like they surely got to find a way. They have players. They have capable
players.
Have players.
No, they don't.
They have capable players.
They don't. Kulusevski out. I don't know.
They got a lot of injuries.
No one's mentioned it. He's been out all season. Right?
All season.
Kudus gone. Madison not there.
I know.
Right. Richarlison's not up for it. Let's be honest. He isn't. He's not the quality. Right. You got a midfield of what? Archie Gray. The creativity is not there. Conor Gallagher. Where's the goals going to come from? Now Xavi Simons is out. That's a big miss. All right? Because yes, he's been hot and cold, but he's the guy you want on the pitch to unlock a defence, and he's not there anymore. Colin Mawani's not the guy either.
I just, for some reason, can't accept it. If Spurs go down, it will actually hurt the Premier League. I read somewhere last week that the Premier League came out and said there was an insider that had spoken to somebody and said that it would be big for the Spurs from a revenue perspective if they go down. Like there are teams in lower divisions that want Spurs to go down so they can get Spurs away next season in the Championship. Look, they deserve it if they go down. They've been pathetic. They should never have sacked Ange. We agree he had a poor season last season. He won them the Europa League. Should have given him the first half of this season. They backed Thomas Frank. He got him nowhere. Then it was just downhill. Igor Tudor was pathetic. De Zerbi, I can't believe they've managed to pull him. Now, what's interesting is I want to ask you a question. If Spurs go down, does that mean De Zerbi leaves? Does he have something in his contract that says if we go down, we want? He's not coaching in the Championship.
I think players and managers normally do. They have like cut price rates that get put in. So, for example, they've got to take a 50% haircut on the transfer fee, or certain release clauses might be active for sure. for sure. They wouldn't be tied to stick to a club. But the club might not be able to afford them either because the revenues aren't coming in. Right? Television revenues will not be coming in, so they might be able to afford to keep these players.
No, I think Spurs sell.
Look, West Ham already beat Arsenal this season, right? And Nuno's turned that club. Ever since Nuno's come in, their fortunes have been on the up. Started off a little bit shaky, but their fortunes have been on the up. And they pulled off some big results. They drew with Manchester City. They can pull together really good results.
Well, they're a team
the
that
result against
used to
Everton, they weren't, as much as they were not good, like West Ham were second best in that game, they never gave up. And I think that Spurs don't have what it takes to grind in the darkest of moments that are about to come.
I think this weekend will tell us a story. We've said that a few times, but away at Aston Villa, and then you have West Ham against Brentford.
Yep.
And I go, that's it. If there's a 6-point turnaround there, if West Ham beat Brentford and Spurs lose to Villa, which is very possible,
then it's done for you?
Then it's done, yeah. I think to turn around 5 points in 3 games in current form, it's done. Because Spurs still need to go to Chelsea, and I can tell you now, no matter how bad Chelsea are, they will turn up for that Spurs game. They always turn up for Spurs. They do not like to lose to Spurs. And then Spurs also play Everton in their last fixture, and Everton vying for European spots. Every team is playing for something right now. And I think this weekend I'll probably be able to make a call. I don't think they beat Villa, but I also don't think West Ham can beat Brentford.
I did say that if they get past Wolves, that's a massive result to get past Wolves. They needed to beat Wolves, and they did. So fair play. But it just feels like you need teams around you to drop points, and I
can't believe it. I can't believe we're talking about Tottenham Hotspur, European champions in one way or another, going down.
So talking about
season.
them going down, they say that their TV money is currently sitting around £178 million. In the EFL, it's £6.8 million. That's a big loss.
Yeah, you got to subscribe to beIN Sports or something.
They got a parachute payment. Yeah. They get a parachute payment. I think there's like 100 mil that goes to soften the blow, but still, they've got to come right back up.
They'll come back up. Surely it can't go down for too long. Anything's possible though.
Anything.
Well, we've had this convo in every single podcast. It comes back down to, why did you get rid of the manager who won you your first trophy in 18 years last season?
It's bigger than that.
Look at Leicester 10 years ago.
Well, not really.
Yeah.
They
bigger than that.
No, I don't think so.
It is.
I think Spurs...
Even the Leicester example that Adam just gave is bigger than that.
Leicester won it 10 years ago.
Their owner died in a helicopter crash in the stadium. His son...
That's a different conversation.
No. Hold on a second. It's bigger. His son, who took over running of the club, had to show up to the stadium every week where his dad died and try to run the club. And all it took was several decisions in the context of all of that taking place. Several bad decisions, transfer decisions, selling key players, bringing in the wrong type of manager. And now they're about to get relegated to League 2.
League 1, yeah.
Yeah. Or League 1, yeah. That's all it takes. And Tottenham are not... it's unlikely. It's unlikely. The infrastructure they have is too big. But all it takes is a couple of bad decisions. And it's bigger than just Ange. It's bigger than
you
Ange.
say a couple of bad decisions. One of the bad decisions was firing Ange.
Yeah, I understand, but they didn't adequately supplement the squad. They let it rot. All these injuries. They knew about Maddison a long time ago. They knew about Kulusevski a long time ago. January came and went, and nothing. They don't take this seriously. There's an argument to be made that the Tottenham Hotspur ownership do not take this club seriously. Because if they did from a footballing perspective, they would have done something.
Maybe they just assumed that the players are good enough, capable enough.
They got no Romero. The defense is shot to pieces. Their main creative attackers, creative forces in the middle of the park and up front are gone. And not enough work has been done to supplement that squad and make them ready for the fight.
I get it. Supplement is one thing, but there are 3 worse clubs in the Premier League than Spurs. That's how I see it.
Not this season, Paul.
Yeah, it's true. Not this season.
Not this season. Listen, every team in the Premier League has good players. They all have good players.
I just can't accept
Archie Gray is a great player.
I can't accept the fact that Spurs are going to go down. We'll see.
Archie Gray is a great player. Bergvall is a great player. Conor Gallagher's a bit hit and miss, but he's had a record of the Premier League. He's done well. These are not crap players. Mickey van der Ven, crap. He's not crap.
So then what are you saying? It's the coach.
It's what I'm saying is it's a combination of things. It's a lot of things. It's you. The only reason why
if you're telling me this squad they've got a capable squad, they've got a good
no. What I'm saying,
set of players.
What I'm saying is there are good players in that squad, but they're not good enough. They're not the type of players that are so good that you look at them and go, no way they go down. They could very conceivably go down. They are very conceivably going down, and it's more than just Ange getting sacked. It's bigger than that, right? I think they're going down.
Well, good luck to
going
them.
down.
How do you think Harry Kane's looking at this? Like, he's just won the Bundesliga. He's looking at his old
Could you
team.
imagine?
Well, he left for one of the main reasons he's left was he felt that there was a lack of investment in the football club. And I've always said that Spurs have had a lack of investment. And we spoke at the start of the season, and I said Spurs and Newcastle are two teams where they just exist. They're just two clubs where it would be frustrating to be a Spurs or a Newcastle fan because like you want to know, are you a team that you have ambitions to be playing in Europe and to win the league, or are you a team that just wants to be in the Premier League and that's good enough? And it feels like Spurs and Newcastle are both those teams. They're the latter. They just want to exist in the Premier League. It's been so bad for Spurs all season. I don't think anyone expected this.
Could you imagine? There could not be a more diametrically opposed journey than Kane and Spurs. You got on one hand, Spurs are going rock bottom, right, about to get relegated, and you got Harry Kane, who is, if Bayern Munich go all the way in the Champions League, he's probably the favourite for the Ballon d'Or. Given his record, they've already won the Bundesliga. He's broken records left, right, and centre goal scoring wise. I think he's top of the charts in
Maybe
Germany.
This is what Spurs need. Maybe Spurs need, as a Spurs fan, you're probably thinking maybe this is what you need, a proper wake-up call, a bit of a reset.
Yeah, looking, there's no better wake-up call than relegation.
That's right.
Unless the ownership don't take it seriously even then. Like if the revenues are still coming in, the stadium's still doing what it needs to do in terms of attendance, season tickets are still being sold,
You're not going to sell out
still got
stadiums.
Concerts, live events. They might not take it seriously.
You're not going to get sell-out stadiums. You'll be lucky to get half that filled in the Premier League, in the Championship, and they'll make a case of that, the fans.
In other news, I'd like to move on to Manchester United for a second, just because they played this morning Oz time. Again, another. I mean, Michael Carrick's record since he's come in has been excellent, results-wise, and another big win this morning. What were your thoughts? Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I love those games. I think Brentford were a bit unlucky.
They were.
I think Thiago probably could have had a hat-trick.
So
he missed some big chances. And on another day, it could have been like what it was like with Leeds, where United seemed to be on the back foot for majority of the game. Then they have one or two glimpses of brilliance and they get a bit fortunate with opportunities. But for Manchester United, I don't think Bruno Fernandes gets spoken about enough.
Man.
For an underwhelming Manchester United era,
19th assist of the season. He's one behind Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne's record in a single season. Just his composure, man. His composure, the quality of the final ball. He's unbelievable. He'd be up for Player of the Year.
I think he's the favourite.
Is he?
I can't see a player. I read a bit of a debate between him and Declan Rice, and I do not want to hear Declan Rice in that conversation. He's faded away the second half of the season. But Bruno Fernandes for me is the Player of the Year. Who has been better?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone in the City squad that I can say has been better or consistently great all season.
Well, the only other thing you might think about is, if City win the league, you've got Haaland, you've got Shirky, you've got a couple of standout players. But even then,
I feel they've been good in patches and when they needed to be. He's been consistent throughout the whole season. Even when Manchester United were at their dumps, they were the lowest.
But you made a very strong point, a very important one, which was that Brentford were the better team, especially in the first half. And the first half ended 2-0 to Manchester United. And there'll be a bunch of people, there already are online. Jamie Carragher was talking about it at Sky, talking about, Michael Carrick's got to be the Manchester United manager next season.
I'd give him a 1 year deal.
How are you going to manage a team on a 1 year deal?
Give him a 1 year deal.
How are you going to give?
Because they are. So he's
how are you going to give a manager a transfer budget on a 1 year deal?
Well, you have to.
Well,
then get rid of him.
They can't listen. I would love for them to hire Michael Carrick because he's not it. All these people who are looking at Michael Carrick's results, fair play, right? I think if you look at the time since he's come in, he's earned the most points in the Premier League from the time since he's come in. So he's collected the points. They've got the big results. They've got the wins that they need to get them back into the Champions League, which was his number one objective. His number one target was come in and get us into the Champions League, and he's done it. I think they're 1 point away from mathematically securing it, but it's done. But for anybody who's actually watched them play, they don't play well.
But that's been the story of Manchester United for the last decade. I don't think there's been a single manager. Yeah. I don't think there's been a single manager who's taken over Manchester United since Jose Mourinho in 2016, 2017 that has actually set it alight. Even when they came second under Mourinho and second under Solskjaer, they were well underperforming.
No, but let's talk about it in the context of Michael Carrick, Paul. Carrick, he's done some things right? He's brought Kobe Mainu back into the squad. And he's been good since then, and he's moved Bruno Fernandes up the field as opposed to sitting deep the way and not to the right the way Ruben Amorim had him. So that as initial moves, the right way to go. But outside of that, what's he done?
He's collected the points, 29 of them.
Is that enough?
I think so.
Okay, would you have him as your Manchester United? You're Manchester United. You're Jim Ratcliffe. You're going to give him the job?
I'll give him a 1 year contract.
How can you give somebody a 1 year contract?
It's different. It's unorthodox, but I'll tell you why. There's a case that can be made where, like you say, thank you for your service. You've done a great job. Stand aside. We're going to go hire the next big manager. But that's unfair on him. Because where Manchester United were under Amorim was second, bottom half of the ladder. I think he's managed 12 Premier League matches, and he's won, 8 of them, 9 of them?
9 of them, yeah.
Right? And then you can argue the flip side is you don't want to give him a long-term contract because many clubs get stung by long-term contracts. Give him
some
a year.
more than others.
Give him a year. And you say, hey, we're going to back you next season. We'll give you the transfer budget. And I promise you, if you can deliver us Champions League football again, and you can even make a case for the title to at least February, March, keep us in the race till the Easter period.
You're Michael Carrick.
Yeah, I'd accept it.
You're Michael Carrick?
Yes.
You're Michael Carrick? I'm the next best thing coming out of Italy or something. You want to sign me? How are you going to sign me? How are you going to sit there as a manager and talk to me about your plans for next year? You got no contract on the table.
But we're talking about Michael Carrick.
Michael Carrick.
So what's it got to do with the next big Italian manager?
No, I'm talking about player. Sign a player. How are you going to sit there? Okay, Mr. Carrick, nice to meet you. You want to sign me? What are your plans? No.
No.
Are you going to be here in 6 months? Are you going to be here in 8 months?
But that doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
I don't think 90% of football players don't sign because of managers. You never ever see football managers follow. You never see football players follow different football managers around.
Uncertainty in the manager's seat absolutely plays a role in whether a player signs.
Not in this scenario. I don't think so in this Manchester United scenario.
You think a player signs for
Manchester United do not have a good track record of hiring managers and keeping them long term. There is no way Benjamin Sesko signed for Manchester United because of Ruben Amorim. There is no way that Cunha did that or Abuemo did that. They all signed because it's Manchester United.
But they have to have some certainty in who the manager is going to be.
They'll have some certainty that they're going to have a contract.
And by the way, also, forget about the transfers for a second. The manager to do his job, to walk into a dressing room and lead men, to lead these men into battle every day, has to do it from a position of authority.
Extend his contract by another season.
What kind of position? Now he's getting a 2-season contract.
No, extend his contract by another year. That's all I'll do. If he's got a contract to the end of the year, I'll say, Michael Carrick, you've done an outstanding job for us. We don't want to give you a long-term contract yet because we're not quite sure. Would you be happy with another 12-month extension with the same
You're a manager sitting on a 1-year contract and you're trying to...
But this is Manchester United.
You're a manager sitting on a 1-year contract and you're trying to run the riot act over players that are sitting in front of you who are all on 3, 4, 5-year contracts. How are you supposed to have any authority over these guys?
Then you don't accept anything less than a 5-year contract if you're Michael Carrick.
That's what I'm saying. From a Manchester United point of view, do you offer him that long of a deal? No way.
I told you, if I was Jim Ratcliffe, I'll give him a year. Maximum 2 years. I might stretch to 2 because the payout won't be so big if he doesn't work out. Because I'm like you. I don't think it's going to work out. It's a bit like Ollie at the wheel, where you bring that Manchester United era back, ex-player, you bring that DNA back into the football club. Then when things start to settle down into the next season, you kind of get figured out. You don't play good football, and then all of a sudden you're 10th again.
Yeah, I think if they sign him, I think they're in a world. I think they're in for a world of hurt.
It's unfair for him though. He's done such a great job at least for now, that he deserves something. So if you're like, don't give him a year of contract.
Give him $500,000 and say, see you later. Thank you very much.
I think
you're going to give him one of the biggest jobs in world football because he won 9 games?
I think he deserves, I know it's not going to work out because I feel like I've seen this tape so many times.
100%.
All right. But I still feel he deserves something. And that's why I'm not quite sure on a 5-year contract. I could give him a year, stretch it to 2 years and say, get 2 years, develop consistency and we'll give you a long
Yeah, but if
contract.
you're Manchester United, who else are you going to get in? That you can say,
they got Pool, man. Manchester United got Pool. Man United got Pool. They got Champions League football next season. They're going to be now that if they're smart about it and they don't make the same mistakes they've made in the last 5-6 years. Because newsflash, Manchester United have played Champions League football before, and they've played Champions League football under world-class managers. Louis van Gaal. They played it under Ole Gunnar. They played it under Jose Mourinho, and they underperformed. And they could not get back in. They could not get consistent Premier League football, Champions League football, even Ten Hag. They've had great managers. They need something different now. They've got the pool. They've got to invest in the right players now. They got Champions League football. There's no reason why they can't attract the best players in the world. They can double down and go get the best manager in the market if they really pushed for it. I don't think they will, though. I think
they're not going to be they're not going to be the only club looking for a manager out in the market at the moment.
We know that. It's going to be a hot summer. But if I'm Manchester United, I'm like, give Carrick a chance. 2-year contract, 1-year contract, give him a chance.
The big rat, if you're listening, message from Paul.
Or watching.
Give Carrick a chance. Give Mickey a chance.
Why not?
What did Bluco give Liam Rosenior? How many years?
6. That's my point. That's where I was headed with it. Now they operate 6 months. 6-year contract, 6 months, but they only needed to pay him for a year.
I cannot believe. So let's talk about Chelsea because
he's done.
The turnaround in the performance in the Leeds game was out of this world. Like Chelsea looked so much better the minute Rosenior walks out the door.
Dave, did you want to play for Liam Rosenior?
Not a chance. You said that from the beginning. From the moment he stepped through the door, I thought it was a doomed.
I know you did. Most people did.
It was rubbish.
Deep down, I did. But as Chelsea fans, you want to back the manager. You want to give them every opportunity to succeed. But he was the kind of manager that if he was ever going to make an impact, he needed to make an impact to the end of the season, the same way Carrick has.
There was a sniff of something
at the first 9 games.
First few results, there was something brewing. We thought maybe this guy's going to, rock the world. But no, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
He never played.
It was terrible.
He never played under a manager.
It was terrible.
That was elite. He never coached with a manager that was elite. He didn't have a great track record.
It was terrible. He went to a bookstore and bought How to Coach Football for Dummies before he started, and everything he did was came out of that thing.
I'm glad it's over.
It's the only right decision that I think Blue Cove have made since they've come in. It's the only right that and buying Cole Palmer. They're the only right decisions they've made. Sacking Tuchel, wrong call. Bringing in Graham Potter, wrong call. Getting rid of Graham Potter and bringing in Pochettino, wrong call. Getting rid of Pochettino, wrong call. All the transfers they've done, wrong. Bringing in Liam Rosenior, wrong. Sacking him, perfect.
On my days, it's been a hard...
Sacking Liam Rosenior is a fantastic decision. Now...
It's been a hard 3 years.
I want to play a little game.
The funny part is, in and amongst the hardest 3 years, we've still managed to win a bit of silverware. Which is the silver
line. And you're on the cards for potentially another one.
Yeah, we win trophies. That's what we do.
It's terrible, isn't it? I swear,
it's what we do.
It's terrible.
It's what they do. It's what we do. We win trophies.
It's terrible.
Even in the darkest times.
In the darkest times, in the worst possible run.
That club just has a winning culture in its DNA, and it's slowly being eroded.
How about Enzo Fernandez? He was brilliant.
They all were.
He was brilliant in the game. Look, he was man of the match.
It wasn't the most exciting game to watch, but you could tell there was a bit of structure.
He was man of the match.
So
and like a switch. It's embarrassing, actually. Like a switch. You flick from I hate football to I'm the king. It's amazing how they can turn it on. That is what happens when you have the wrong person in the job, right? The impact that it can have on the rest of the team.
It's going to be a massive season. It's going to be a massive, off season.
Yeah.
Huge. This is the final chance they're kind of going to get.
Let's play a game. I'm going to grant you your dream, right? Todd Bowley and whatever his name is, Baghdadi.
Yep.
they bring you into the boardroom. Paul Gideon, we've heard your podcast, right? It's brilliant. We're not a fan of that other fella. He's a clown, but you are a genius. Sit down, take a seat. Can we get you some coffee? Can we get anything?
I don't mind a coffee.
Take a seat.
Not much of a calorie.
As you know, we're on the hunt for a new manager. You tell us who to go for. We're going to go hell for leather on him. You tell us who to go for. We've got a short list. You tell us who to go for, and that's who we're going to go for.
That's a bit hard, Todd.
But Paul, can you help us out?
I can definitely help you out.
You're going to serve your club.
What's the model?
You're going to serve your club. I'm going to run you through some names. All right, you give me your spiel for why they should or shouldn't. Right? There's some names that I think should.
Okay, because I got to give you the reason why.
You don't have to give me the reason why. Just I'm going to give you the reason why. You can tell me why not. Okay? But here are some names that I think would be really good. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll skip through. I had like Matthew McConaughey on the list. I love. So the first one that comes out for me, Iraola, Andoni Iraola. Right. So he's already announced he's leaving Bournemouth. He's got a track record of. He's got a track record of overachieving with very limited resources, and I think for the financial situation that Blueco are in and the players that they have, that feels to me like it would be a fantastic appointment.
Is that what you're doing?
No, that's my. We've put him on the list for that.
That's why I said depends on the model.
So what is it? So no, but
how
would you feel if tomorrow you woke up Iraola's in the job?
I wouldn't be the happiest, but I wouldn't be so frustrated. It's not like, oh my gosh, another Liam Rosenior or a Gary O'Neill type, because Gary O'Neill.
What's your argument against Iraola taking the job?
I feel like there's another Pochettino coming out of this one.
Do you reckon?
This is a Neely man, a very minimal experience in top clubs, plays possession-based football, doesn't look like someone who has a killer instinct. But
he's a free agent, no fees.
But
no compensation fee.
I won't say no, but he's not my top choice.
I think he's actually the favourite.
He's the favourite, I know. And he's favourite for the reasons why you just said.
Okay, so it's a no for you from Iraola.
It's
a no from you.
It's a no because you're giving me. There are better options out there.
Okay, all right. So I imagine one of those better options you probably got in your head is Xabi Alonso.
Yes.
Okay. You think Xabi Alonso would say yes to Chelsea?
I don't know. I read earlier in the week that he would.
He'd be insane.
Frank Lampard coached Coventry City, Dave. Just because he played 4 seasons for Liverpool doesn't mean he's... Steven Gerrard coached Aston Villa. Jurgen Klopp's coming back to football and he's not going to coach Liverpool.
Not insane because Xabi Alonso was a Liverpool player. No. Insane because if you're Xabi Alonso and you can have most jobs in the world, you don't take that one.
Why not?
Because it's a mess, Paul.
There's opportunity here.
There is no opportunity. It's a mess.
There's opportunity here.
There's opportunity if exactly the right things happen at exactly the right time with exactly the right decision making. It's like the plan.
Someone like Xabi Alonso will not take this job unless he's having it his way.
I must say though, Xabi Alonso with that crop of youngsters, he could make something special.
That's why there's talk about
Leverkusen's squad when he won the league was very young too.
Yes.
I get it. I get all the appeal. I think it'd be a hard sell. And they don't have Champions League football either.
Well, I think he'd be okay with that for a season. I think his biggest problem will be, can he navigate his way around a mixed transfer policy?
Okay, so Xabi Alonso's in the S column for you. Yes. You want Xabi Alonso. Yeah. Okay. Marco Silva, his contract expires at Fulham.
No.
Why not?
No, he's worse. He's coached Everton. He's coached Watford. He's coached Fulham. He's been at Fulham for 5 years. I get it. He's overachieved with Fulham to some degree, but again, better options out there. Why? When there's better options, why?
He knows London. He's lived in London. He's close to this area.
That's cute. So do I.
That's cute.
He knows the metro network. He knows how to get around. Never be late for work.
That's something Liam Rosenior would be.
He won't be late for work. Marco Silva knows the area. He's not going to be like, oh, where do I go?
Again, Liam Rosenior's probably never turned up a day late.
Oliver Glasner's out there. Oliver Glasner.
I'm on the fence with Oliver Glasner as well.
Won the FA Cup.
Oliver Glasner,
so he's won trophies.
And Marco Silva. I go, there would be my B grade. If Chelsea are like, you can't get the state. Chelsea need a statement manager.
Excuse me. Oliver Glasner, if he took the job, would be the most decorated manager Chelsea have hired in a very long time. He won the Europa League with Frankfurt. He won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace. There aren't any other managers that Chelsea have hired in recent times that have got that trophy pedigree.
I think what Chelsea...
True or not?
Yeah, I agree. So he's like I said Iraola and Marco Silva are Bs. Not A's, B's. I think Oliver Glasner's a B+. I go B+.
Cesc Fabregas?
Yes.
Why?
Knows the club legend. Will have time. He's done a great job.
It's amazing what criteria you would accept of one candidate that you just deny for others.
Yeah, because right now
he's not won a trophy. He's not a big name manager. He's doing great things at Como, but he's more of a romantic pick.
So can I talk for a minute? Right now, the problem Chelsea fans have is we feel disconnected from the football club. There is right now a massive disconnect. The fans feel like the heart and the soul has been torn out. Chelsea historically have been a club that have a winning DNA, are a club that have generally been the most hated for the right reasons. Right now, we're the most hated for the wrong reasons. We've got this feel about you don't want to play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. You don't want to come up against Chelsea in a cup final. When they're winning the league, it's just like it's exhausting because it's just Chelsea. We've had that aura. We've had that since the Abramovich era. Even prior to that. Right now, this football club feels disconnected. The fans feel disconnected from everything. The hierarchy, the sporting directors, there's a lack of communication. And why a Cesc Fabregas or even a John Terry or a Frank Lampard would suit them is because the fans want to feel connected to an ex-player again.
They've basically done everything they can to prevent John Terry from coming in the job.
I think I don't know why. He's in the academy. He's in the under-21s. He's leading them to victory after victory.
It could have something to do with the fact that he's incredibly unlikable.
Could be.
All right, so Cesc Fabregas you'd be happy with Cesc Fabregas?
Yeah, I'd be, purely because Cesc Fabregas was once upon a time a Chelsea man and he knows the club, and I feel like he'd connect with the fans.
He's worked with Guardiola, he's worked with Mourinho, he's worked with Wenger. So he's got the pedigree in terms of learning at the feet of same as Xabi Alonso has worked. By the way,
none of the managers that you've labelled, besides I'd say Marco Silva, I'm a hard no for. If I woke up and I'm like, you know what, I can warm up to this manager. Marco Silva's the one where I go, I just feel like he's got Watford tarnished with Watford, Everton. There's too many clubs there.
All right, there's more. Wildcard one, I feel like Jose Mourinho would be a great one to bring back.
Yeah, I'll take him back in a heartbeat.
Just to bring some hardness to that dressing room, pull people's heads in.
Well, also because of what I just said about Fabregas. The fans want to feel in love with the club again.
Yeah.
And you need an ex-player, an ex-Chelsea manager. Like Conte, you haven't mentioned Conte. He's someone that I read is linked as well with the move.
So I read that Jose Mourinho's deal at Benfica allows for either the club or Jose Mourinho to cancel the contract at the end of the season. I genuinely think that if Mourinho reached out, there'd be a conversation to be had. Right? Like, yeah, he's not the same manager he was before, but the romantic element of it's Mourinho, he won the title twice.
That's what we lack. The club lacks a bit of romance. We're missing the romance.
I would just love him for the press conferences.
The club is lacking romance. And you know what? They've come out and said this time, the hierarchy have come out and said there's a period of self-reflection. We know we've made the wrong decisions. And this summer is going to be a big summer for Chelsea. There's going to be a mix of experienced players this time round.
There's some pretty big names that might find themselves
as much as you don't want to admit it, Dave, Chelsea still is a glamour football club in England, in the heart of London. So it's okay. I know how much you and Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans and all you fans hate Chelsea, but sorry to say this, money or not, a club that's run to the dirt, plastic or not, I don't care what you all say, they're a winning football club who actually attract good managers.
Xavi's available?
Xavi, yeah, I consider Xavi.
He's won La Liga?
Yeah, he's won La Liga. He's coached Barcelona. He's another one. That's what we're looking for. Chelsea FC.
I wonder why there hasn't been a lot of talk about Xavi coming in for a club like that.
I think he wants to stay in Spain.
Does he?
Yeah, he was linked with the Manchester United job. He wants to stay in Spain. I don't know. It could be an Inter Milan kind of move for him.
I feel like he could do some. And then you got other like Pochettino is going to be out of contract after the World Cup.
God no, we can't revisit that one. But what about like Carlo Ancelotti?
No, he's with Brazil.
Yeah, but after the World Cup, they generally just take a hiatus and they go to the next World Cup. But
yeah.
there's so many great managers.
Who do you think it'll be? Gun to your head. From Todd Bowley.
Pick one right now. Iraola.
You think it's going to be Iraola?
Yeah. I think it's what...
He's free.
It's what it's...
I reckon it'll be him because he's free.
What do you think? Would you... Like, let's be honest. Okay, as a Liverpool fan, Iraola's appointed.
Instead of Slot.
He's gone and invested a couple of $100 million and bought some decent players. Do you turn up to Stamford Bridge nervous now?
Honestly, at this stage, I'll take Iraola's misses to coach Liverpool, man. It's just
Oh my
so
gosh,
terrible.
are we having this conversation? I'm not having this conversation again.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be happy with Iraola. I don't think he's a big enough name for Liverpool.
That's my point.
If Liverpool were in Chelsea's position, I'd think differently. Chelsea are not in a good spot.
I don't think they're in as bad as a spot as everyone's making it out to be. I think hurts Chelsea. I think if they win the FA Cup, make the Europa League because Champions League's done, I think that's your saving grace. Okay, you could still attract decent players.
I genuinely think that
season.
Chelsea have got a supremely unbalanced squad with too many gaps in it to fill over one transfer window. Not enough patience and the runway to justify a manager taking more than 6 months to a year to acclimatise. So there's no patience in the boardroom to allow for a manager to implant his position. Hold on, to implant his ideas. It's going to take more than one transfer window to repair the team, and they're staring down the financial abyss. I think Chelsea are in a lot of trouble.
I think the financial abyss part is accurate. I think, look, they're quite good at making it work. They very often do.
Chelsea winning the FA Cup would be a fantastic result for a terrible season, but it would do absolutely
I'm going to challenge your first point.
For their stature.
I'm going to challenge your first point, right? Because look at Enzo Maresca. He took over a Pochettino squad that, let's just be honest, were average. Finished fourth, couple of silverware. The club decided to go again and give him another season. Look, granted, the club didn't back him. We should have doubled down after winning the Conference League and the Club World Cup and invested in a more superior squad or more superior players. But it was him, come October, November, that started to make a lot of noise. So the club didn't want to... Like, Egbali came out a few weeks ago and actually came out and said, we didn't want to get rid of Maresca. We had no choice. In other words, he was the one pushing. Where Chelsea ultimately fell short is the start of the season. That's it. You go and get Gittins... Garnacho, Liam Delap. There were so many better players, and if you really wanted to make a statement after winning the Club World Cup, instead of getting them three, you go get yourself Eberici Eze. He would have joined Chelsea in London, Champions League. It's all roses for him. You should have gone invested in Osimhen. There's your striker. There's your proper number 9. But that's where they fell short.
See, that's why me, Todd Bowley, and my best friend Baghdadi have brought you in here, Paul, because you know what you're talking about. You're the man.
All right. So go get.
We should have had you in 12 months ago.
So go get Xabi Alonso.
Speaking about Xabi Alonso, so
would you be upset if he goes?
Well, all the talk with Liverpool, if we move on to Liverpool for a quick second, is that Slot's sticking around, and the win against Palace would have done him a huge favour in that regard. And it was a very strange game because we were second best for quite significant patches of that game, and yet we were good value for the score because the goals we scored I thought were really good. They came off the back of very good moves.
Give Slot a 10-year contract.
No.
Why not? Why not?
But the thing is, they haven't put an extension in front of him. He's got 1 year left on his contract. They haven't put an extension in front of him.
Oh, so he's allowed to receive a 1 year contract?
No, he got a 3-year contract, but they haven't put an extension in front of him. And the talk is that Slot wants an extension. There's a lot of speculation that he might leave at the end of the season, not just because he's been sacked, but actually out of mutual separation. And in part, it's to do with the fact that Slot, in order to walk into a dressing room and command attention, you need to have certainty under you. This organization I work for, they believe in me. They believe in me so much that they're giving me solid footing for the next 2 to 3 years. So you know that when I tell you to do something, player Y, player X, you do it because I'm going to be around here for the long term. And I'll be here long enough to make a decision on your career. Well, no, you're not. You're here for another 6 months to 8 months, and then you're out the door, and I'm here for 2, 3 years.
So when is the decision going to be made? Because it feels like it's been speculation for the last 6 months.
End of the season. But, I mean, this felt like it was us solidifying our return to the Champions League.
But do you want, like, apart the Champions League, like, I'm sorry, but there's only one Champions League winner, then there's going to be 31 participants. So
no, I'm talking about qualifying for the Champions League.
Okay, but...
That's a big target for us, Paul, given the season we've had.
I know, and it's a great target because it brings in all the financial and
you think it's done?
The Champions League?
The qualification story?
I think what you have now is what we're going to get. I think Villa, Man United, Liverpool, City and Arsenal. I called that. I said Chelsea will miss out. I feel like... there's no reason why you can't back him. I'm sorry, but I just feel with Arne Slot, like, Champions League was secured. Yes, you didn't have good cup runs this season. Football wasn't the greatest. You had pretty big injuries. You had pretty poor investment. You broke the transfer record twice in a single season. No club has ever done that before. And you went nowhere with it, but ultimately you got where you needed to go. And it looks like Isak's scoring goals. So that's a good thing. That's a good sign.
Didn't do much else in the game, but to be fair, he's still working his way back into fitness.
Would you be frustrated if Slot leaves at the end of the season and joins Chelsea?
No.
Would you be okay with him?
I think you'd be.
Yeah, you'd be frustrated. You've been calling him overrated for the last
I wouldn't take him at Chelsea.
6 months.
I wouldn't take him at
But,
Chelsea.
I wouldn't be frustrated by that. I think he's lost the dressing room. Look, Curtis Jones might leave and he's the only Scouser left in the team, and he was brilliant against Palace. He played a right back, but he was sensational. But he wants to leave. Robertson's leaving. He shouldn't leave. Mo Salah's leaving. He's had a bad season, but he shouldn't be leaving. I actually think he's lost the dressing room. I think players are kind of looking around going, what
Jeez, you guys are making it so dramatical.
It's not dramatic.
I've never seen a football club that's like got fake drama. Like, you know, you get those clubs, it's like, it's actually not a dramatical thing. Like, you're winning. You're on a good run.
I know why you're saying that.
Because when I'm used to, like,
I know why you're saying
you know what
that.
proper drama is? What Chelsea went through.
No,
what
I
we're
know
going
what
through
you're
now,
saying.
that's true drama.
It's because your club's in the sewer, and if you're in the sewer and you're staring at the guy in the house, and the guy in the house is complaining the heating's not working, you're thinking, are you taking the piss? So I get what your point. I get your point. From your perspective, this isn't much to complain about, right? It's all relative. But considering the fact that we started the season as title favourites, and after 5 games in, we started to deteriorate to the point where our season just imploded, it is a bit dramatic, right? It is dramatic because you want to, after $450 million into the squad, you want to see better results.
How do you think Chelsea feels? They just spent $2 trillion Nigerian dollars.
For the context, for the purpose of the point I'm making, I don't care about Chelsea.
But it's one poor season. That's my point, and I've been saying this for a long time.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
It's not 3 or 4 poor seasons where you've spent $2 billion.
From the perspective of a guy, from the perspective of a fan who has been kicked in the balls for the last 5 years consistently, to sit there and listen to somebody complain about one season, totally valid. I get it.
So my point.
So I'll make a vow to you, Paul. All right? I will no longer complain about Liverpool. We're going to talk facts.
Dave, can I ask you a question?
We're going to talk the game. We're going to talk the performance on the game, but no more talking. I'm not going to complain. Until Chelsea gets better, I'm not going to complain.
No,
I don't want to sit here and turn this podcast into a pile-on for you. I don't want you to walk away going, I can't believe what these guys have to complain about. Do you know what I mean?
I want you to just acknowledge that Liverpool have had a poor season.
They have.
And that doesn't mean just because we've had a poor season and we're finishing 4th or 3rd or 5th that we need to fire our manager.
Yeah, I think
that's a spoiled brat.
I think when you look at all things considered, it's a very viable option. Well, that being said, all the speculation suggests he's not going anywhere. That FSG are making a decision, an unemotional, cold, logical decision, to treat this season as the exception rather than the rule. To treat last season as the rule. This is the exception, given all the different circumstances Slot's had to deal with, and to give him the beginning of next season to see himself out of it.
So they listened to what I said. So not only am I the Chelsea
you're also advising the board. You're also advising the board at Liverpool.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but they'll get rid of him after 10 games.
Well, okay, this is my point. I go, if he turns up next season and you're 10 games in and you're 4 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses, gone. Even after 5 games, if you're 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss, you can make a case for it. Because Liverpool should be challenging for the title. After the investment, after the players they've bought in, after winning the last season, after winning it last season, they should be challenging for the title. And I've always said they have had a poor season, and every club can go through one.
Well, if you're the owner, do you to make that gamble, or do you just say there's a guy available now? Let's get him in. Let's give him a preseason.
Okay, so it's because who's the guy?
You know the same guy that you want in the
Xabi Alonso. So is this because if Xabi Alonso is not available, don't sack Slot? Because Xabi Alonso is available.
I reckon if Xabi Alonso is not available, we go get Marco Silva. I think we're going to do whatever we can to get Marco Silva.
He suits Liverpool.
Look, there's a lot of green shoots from this game that I want to take away, right? So Wirtz scored, brilliant goal. Isak scored, excellent goal. Robertson's goal was actually a throwback to the Klopp era. It came off the back of a Freddie Woodman save, who, by the way, had a brilliant game. He kept us in it, by the way. First league start of the campaign, brilliant performance by him. Third choice keeper. and off the back of a brilliant save by him, the team rocketed up the pitch, a verts ball into Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones galloping up the pitch, threw a ball into Robertson, beautiful finish into the corner. It was reminiscent of the Klopp days where we would defend our own corner and turn it immediately after 3 seconds into a goal. So there was a lot for me to take away from that game. I went, wow, it was a breath of fresh air. It's like, wow, I haven't seen. It was brilliant. Just a great watch in lots of different ways. And in other ways, not so great of a watch. The amount of chances and control we allowed Palace to have, they outscored us in the shot count. They had bigger and better chances than us, you could argue. So some stuff to take away. I do think that we are very, 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 very close to. I am very, very close to not panicking anymore about not making the Champions League. We need to make the Champions League next year. We need it. The model that Liverpool run, it relies on those finances coming through.
Well, I think, most clubs are like that.
So,
well, congrats, it's done. I don't see anyone else challenging you. Who's Liverpool going to be challenged by?
well, we have to come to a close very soon. But before we do, a word on Arsenal, Paul. Very, very nervy win against Newcastle.
I'll tell you what, man. I watched the game, the first 9 minutes before Eze scored. Like, it's so bad. The fans, they do not do themselves any favours.
I think the problem I saw in the beginning of the game, they were hating those short corners.
Yes, that's what I mean.
They were hating the short corners.
And they were just.
And then went for another one. You could hear in the another short corner.
Yep. And it just. Then when Eze scored, the anxiety fell away. A good goal.
Such a good goal.
And man, the celebration for Arteta, I think it was a bit overdone, overcooked. Like he celebrated like. It's relief because I feel he believes that was his hardest fixture for the remainder of the season. And now the pressure's on City. I think Arsenal will play 2 games. Will play another game before City play their next.
So they've got 2 things to worry about. One is collecting the points, and the other is scoring enough goals. Because there's a chance this might come down to goal difference.
I don't think Arsenal should be worrying about scoring
No.
goals.
There's an order to those. You're right.
The games.
The first thing is win the games, right? However you can. But I do think it's a risk going for the 1-0 wins. Like if they get 5 1-0 wins, can you sit here and tell me they're going to win the title? Like I don't think you can.
I can't, no.
And the pause you just had tells me that you can't.
Well, I just... You know what? It's City. If we're going to get the City we've had all season, it's inevitable that they're going to drop points.
It's amazing my perspective on City has changed.
If it's the City that we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years where they don't lose games in April and May, then it's over for us.
See, that City I can't stand. The City of the last 3 to 4 years, they're cheats, financial dopers, 115 charges. They play boring mechanical football. They spend to win. They're checkbook manager. That's the City I hate, right? This season's City, because Arsenal are so close to winning the title, they play brilliant football. I need to see them win.
What's happening with those 115 charges? Chelsea's been fined, been in trouble. I think Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Sheffield Wednesday. The list goes on and on and on. I think we had someone else recently get a couple of points docked.
I think.
Is it not happening? Is it off?
No. I think what it says is if you want to avoid charges, win Premier League titles. That's been your problem, Paul. When you were winning Premier League titles, no one cared about the cheating. It's only after the winning of the title stopped that all the investigations started and you started getting fined and you started getting the suspended points deductions and you started getting all the transfer bans.
Points deduction.
They started getting all the transfer bans and all that sort of stuff, right? All the punishments coming your way, all the analysis being undertaken on underhanded payments to agents, offshore accounts, all that sort of stuff. If you were winning titles, none of that stuff would matter. So win titles, Paul. If you want to cheat, win titles. If you want to sell car parks to your own club, win titles. You have to win the titles off the back of it. So City can keep those 115 charges at bay. If they win the title this season, they can keep pushing it kick the can down the road.
Are you happy with that?
Win titles.
Okay. That's why you've never been fined?
No, we don't. Just clean.
Imagine that. They end up winning this season, but then they get docked.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Because then Arsenal won't be crowned champions, right? So I wouldn't mind that.
So Arsenal don't get to celebrate, but they still don't win.
But another big win, a big win. They did what they needed to do. Arsenal. They went to a very, very tough fixture and took away 3 points. But man, it was nervy. Absolutely nervy.
It's every game for
It's
Arsenal.
so tough. I know it's so tough. Brilliant. What else? We've missed anything? We covered all ground, have we?
I think we're good.
Adam,
Yeah, plenty to show on screen now.
plenty to ponder.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Those little what TikTok shorts.
Between now and our next podcast, some pretty big midweek fixtures in Europe happening. All right, semi-finals in the Champions League, semi-finals in the Europa League.
Atletico Madrid, who's gone through?
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I agree.
The only
PSG,
reason why
Bayern
I know it's a clash between two of the two of the most dangerous football terrorists the world has ever seen, but the only reason why I say Atletico Madrid is because I saw how they got past Barcelona. And they showed significant attacking intent in those games. Like, they have the players where if they wanted to turn it on, they could. I think Atletico Madrid will go through. The problem with Atletico Madrid is their La Liga form is so bad.
Well, I think they're gunning for the Champions League. I think that's what they really want. And
Yeah.
there's a real chance for it.
I think Diego Simeone wants it badly.
PSG and Bayern Munich, despite the fact that they're really, really good at attacking football, they can concede. I do think Atletico Madrid go through against Arsenal. I think
Yep.
Atletico Madrid win the Champions League.
Really?
Really?
There you call.
Yeah, they're going to be my call.
You think Atletico Madrid get past the Bayern Munich or a PSG?
Yeah, both can leak a lot of goals.
Okay. All right.
I can see Bayern winning it and then Company going to City.
You think Villa will win the Europa League?
I hope so.
I think that'd be sensational.
If Villa win the Europa League and Chelsea finish sixth, Chelsea qualify for the Champions League.
Winner.
Is that really the case?
Friends,
Yeah.
Yes.
If Villa win the Europa League
Yep.
and Chelsea
From
finish
fifth
sixth,
spot, from fifth spot.
and Chelsea finish sixth, they qualify?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So Liverpool need to keep winning
Yeah.
to solidify themselves in the top four.
Yeah.
Keep Aston Villa fifth.
I cannot wait for a commenter on Instagram to tell you you're wrong and to point out why. I've got no evidence for that.
Let
somebody out there
anyone
figure it out.
challenge me.
No,
I'm the
I've
brains
read that
behind
as
this
well.
all. No one's going to challenge me.
So you're going to buy an Aston Villa jersey or?
Absolutely not. If that, I'd rather not make the Champions League.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Good night. See you next week.